I couldn't believe my eyes.
I just can't believe that happened.
That was probably the scariest moment of my life.
Oh my gosh.
Hey guys, this is Greg and Alyssa. This is Q&A Pod, where we talk about relationships, being business partners, and everything in between. We have a very important life tip right now, pro-life tip, especially if you're starting a business or thinking about any idea right now. And that is, you never know who's watching. We've recently learned that we were actually approached by a business owner, and they saw the content we were putting out, and they said, hey, I want to use you guys for your services. And we had no clue we were even on the map, right? And that kind of sparked us offering kind of our own digital marketing services, because we've kind of done it freelancing here and there, but
haven't really been promoting it like fully.
Correct. And so we've now gotten more intentional about offering it to people, and it just kind of made me, think back to when I was in college and I was in a fraternity, and I would tell my fraternity brothers all the time this same quote of, you never know who's watching, because, when I was in college, I don't think I was pretentious, but I really cared about how I dressed and how I presented myself. And there were some guys in my chapter who were kind of like, oh, it doesn't matter, man. I'm going here, to learn and which is good. I mean, it's good to get an education, and the degree does matter. But in my eyes, I had always felt like, hey, the way you present yourself and show yourself to the world, people are going to judge you by that before they know what knowledge you have, what, experience you have. And because, like I say, humans, we're a very visual species, right? We kind of see things and make quick judgments. And so the way you present yourself to the world is very, very important, as an individual, as a business, as an organization, really, anything out there. That's really important.
Yeah. Well, I will say for newer business owners, especially for like us, when we've been in it, but we're still technically on the newer side, we are, creating art, creating stuff, and we're putting it out there. And maybe sometimes, well, for me especially, I we can get into our head sometimes. We post something, don't get that many likes, don't get that many shares, and we think it's a bust. Like, like we thought this was amazing. We thought this was going to blow us up on the map, and then we'll be out somewhere and see somebody, and they'll be like, hey, I seen that. And we're like, oh, wow, like we didn't even know that, you were following us. We didn't even know that you were watching our stuff. And and then it goes, well, they're telling somebody else, and now we're hearing it from them. And then it just goes back, you never know who's watching.
Yeah.
You
and
really don't.
To your point, I find that, like you said, I feel a lot of us, we get caught in our own heads and we go, oh, well, I'm not doing enough. I'm not good enough. Like, I should be here. I should be there.
Yeah.
And like I said, you never know who's looking to you for inspiration, right? Like, your low point might be somebody else's goal, right? Like, they might look at you and go, man, I want to be like them, or they motivate me. And so pick your head up, right? Because ultimately, you're not just doing things for yourself. Like, there's other people who are inspired by you, and not to put pressure on you of, you gotta, but just to say that perspective is everything.
Yeah.
Right. And if you just kind of, keep your chin up, focus on doing good work and just being a good person, and you never know what might come to you. Right.
And don't take how many, I guess, likes and shares and follows you have on social media and put it with your success of your business.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that matters to an extent. But if you just keep going, keep posting, and that's what I'm learning doing our business, as long as our face is being put out there and they see our face, eventually they're going to put two and two together. Like, oh, I recognize them. Oh, that's Q&A Media. Oh, wow, they have a media team. They have a podcast.
They do everything. No. Well, look, it's all about consistency. And for us, we're all about the more we can do, because you never know what might be successful and what might not, right? So it's all about doing stuff. If you have an idea, like, there's probably 10,000 other people right now having that same idea as you, but only one person is going to do it. And that one person is the one that's got the best shot, right? And even if you come up with an idea, maybe it doesn't succeed right away, you just continue to iterate and find new ways of doing it, different creative ways. And eventually it's going to stick, and that's what's really key. And it's just about trying things, because none of us has the answer, right? Life is so mysterious. There's so many paths you can go down. And so, until you feel like you've, I guess, arrived at that point to where, okay, I found something good, just continue to try stuff because, I mean, there's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And, and obviously you're not going to wake up one day and, somebody's going to hand you something and just say, oh, here, obviously you got to do work and kind of put in some labor to get to a point to be recognized, right? But you still have to realize that, put your best foot forward always because somebody's always watching you.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite sayings. I'll look in the mirror on the hard days when I'm trying to push,
Yeah.
No one's coming to save you.
Mm.
No one's coming to save you.
Yeah.
You're not going to wake up one day, win the lottery. Even if you do, it's going to run out.
Yeah, eventually.
No one's going to walk up to your door and give you this awesome, stellar job offer and make you head of the company. Maybe if it happens, that's awesome. But you have to think it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And that should motivate you to be like, okay, I'm maybe drowning in this moment. I really want to do this. I don't know how. No one's coming to save you, so just do it.
Yeah. And another thing too,
you're the only person that can save you.
Correct. And another thing that kind of, I guess on that same token is always think of things of future self in terms of that, right? Because sometimes look at a moment that you're in and it's like, okay, this is really challenging or there's some obstacle in front of me right now. But it's like your future self has already figured it out. They're in the future, they're chilling right now, they're having a good old time. And so it's like, well, look, obviously your present self, you've got to navigate it, but they're going to kind of guide you through it, right? And instead of you stressing about it right now, I mean, you're going to stress still, but instead of letting it completely stop you completely, you know what I'm saying? Just use that to guide yourself. Because if you look at things in the past and you go, okay, well, shoot, man, I was in a situation, I didn't know how it was figured out. I thought, it was over. I thought whatever else. And it's like, well, look, here you are now. You're still here. You're still pushing. You're still kicking. So it's like, hey, you brought your past self through that. And so your future self is going to bring current you through that, whatever it is, right? And it's the same thing for business owners, right? Or if you have some idea, it could be, a new app. It could be a website. It could be, clothing. It can be a new product, whatever it is, right? But just kind of, focus, lock in, and your future self is going to pull you through, right? And they've got it all figured out. You're on a boat somewhere in Miami off the coast, off the coast of some Gulf. I don't know if it's Mexico, America. Yeah, it's a yacht and it's like a double decker or triple decker. I don't know. I've never been on one, but my future self has. He's on there chilling right now, looking back, laughing. But yeah, it's got all that stuff. It's got a pool on the yacht, a helipad.
We got a helicopter?
Yeah. At least if you have one, you can land it there. So yeah, just think about it like that. Just think, hey, my future self is on a yacht in Miami. I'm skiing, in the Alps. I don't know, and it's gonna be all figured out.
Well, 9 times out of 10, somebody's already probably thought of the same idea that you had, and that is okay. That is okay. You put your spin on it, make it your own. Everybody's different.
Yeah. And
everybody's different.
I'm glad you said that, right? Because sometimes I think about, okay, well, we're creatives. We do photography, videography, everything. And it's like, man, you go, well, there's so many people doing the same thing as us, right? Like, how do we, make ourselves different? And I mean, obviously there's things like the way we edit and our personalities, but ultimately it's like, hey, there's enough clients and enough needs in the world for everybody to have their niche, have their service they offer, a product, and still be successful. Because sometimes as business owners or whatever else, people get too focused on others and they go, oh, well, they're my competition. I got to shoot them down. And it's like, no, we can all be successful, right? In other words, even if we can help you, right? If we can, send you a client, give you a tip, give you advice, give it back to us, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all individuals in our own journey, and there's enough for everybody to go around. And I think that sometimes people get too focused on competing that they don't realize that, hey, if you collaborate and really try to put out good stuff and positive energy, it's going to come back to you,
Well, this might be kind of controversial, but I don't really look at anybody as competition.
Okay.
I'll look at their work. That's amazing. Oh, you know, I wish I could do that. I can. You know, there's nothing that just because somebody's been in the business for 10 plus years and maybe I've only been in the business less than 5.
Right.
You know, like I can still bring something that they can't. Yeah.
And same, if it's somebody who is like starting out right now and they're going, hey, you know, Greg and Alyssa are doing this, Q&A Media is doing this. Like you can, what we're doing right now, you can do as well.
Yeah.
Right. We're not doing anything special. Right. It's just about really learning your craft, really doing some research.
Just doing it.
Just do it. Yeah. Just do it. And, but, you know, because if you wait for, I've got to have the perfect setup, I've got to have the perfect tools, you know, you're never going to do it because there's always going to be some new technology coming out, some new camera, some new microphone.
And there's people thinking the same thing as you. So while you're over there trying to make everything perfect, they've already started. And
they've got a head start, right? And so, yeah, I mean, it's just about that. And so, yeah, I just think about, like I say, we're in industries that there's a lot of competition, but if you just kind of focus on yourself and just improve what you did yesterday, that's the key, right? And kind of what we do, right? Like we're not just photographers, videographers. So you mentioned earlier that you were hanging out with some friends recently, and somebody mentioned that, oh, this is my friend Alyssa. She's a photographer.
It was such a cringy moment.
Cringy? Ooh, okay.
I felt a little cringe. I felt like such a pick-me girl. No. I was hanging out with some friends, and this girl was like, oh, you know, you're a photographer. And she kept like saying that. Like, that's, and I'm like, wanted to correct her because I'm not just a photographer. I don't want anyone to ever think I'm like label me as just something else. I was like, no. I was like, I own a media company. I said, me and my husband said we could do everything. And I felt like such a pick-me girl, but I was like, not trying to correct her, but I'm like, I just want you to like say it right so you can tell other people.
No. I get it. No, and I mean, you know, we really do a lot, right? It's hard to put one label on it. But yeah, I mean, we run a media company, creative agency, marketing, you know, all in one, you know, and that's what's special about what we get to do is there's no, you know, it doesn't get monotonous. There's always something new to do, right? Whether you're helping somebody build a brand, design a logo, if you're helping them create content, if you're helping them, you know, get a really stunning lifestyle photo shoot, it's so different, right? Like
there's
obviously,
so many things.
Yeah, there's so many things, right? I mean, there's a wedding, there's a business to business, there's just kind of like general content, and so we love a challenge, right? So. And that's what sets us apart is, I mean, we're always trying new things to improve ourselves. And we encourage you as well, right? Like don't box yourself into one thing, right? Like if there's multiple things that you're interested in doing and you're a multi-passionate person, don't limit yourself, right? Because sometimes, you know, we're told in life like, oh, like find your niche, stick to it, become an expert at it. And I mean, I'm not saying that's wrong advice, right? That's a path you can take. But if you have multiple talents or multiple interests, like find a way to do them all, you know, because you only get one life, right? And it's like, and it's over. And so if you can find a way to combine your interest into one thing or multiple streams or multiple, you know, ideas, go for it, man.
Well, I think if you find something and it's working for you, that's great. That I'm never going to like dog on somebody just because they're doing one thing.
Yeah.
But as far as everybody else, like you said, don't put yourself in a box. Like, and that's something that we've done very, very well. We've never put ourselves in a box. If there was something that was even close to what we were doing, we learned how to do it. And then we offered it.
Yeah. And I mean, we start off, it's a little rough, but you kind of continue doing it, refining it, and you get there. You know, it's just like raising kids, right? We got 2 boys, and it's like, well, look, I mean, when you know, somebody's a kid, you don't want to say, all right, you're going to be a basketball player, you're 5 years old, whatever, you know, we're just going to focus on that. It's like, hey, put them in every sport you can, you know, if you can, and see where they gravitate, see, you know, what they do well in. But until you kind of rotate them through all of them, you never really know. So same with yourself, right? Like if you say, hey, I have multiple interests, I have multiple things, multiple ideas, like try them all out. And then even if they don't work, try them again or find a way to like redo it or redefine it, whatever else, because until you do that, you never really know where you may end up.
I look at it as we're so grateful in our generation compared to our parents. Like we have so much on YouTube and everything. We can literally teach ourselves anything.
I don't know if grateful would be the word. I think just maybe
we're so grateful.
Like, we're so grateful compared to our parents. They're not grateful. Maybe just like we're so blessed, right? Like we're so lucky that we have as many resources as we have.
We have a lot more resources than our parents had.
Yes. Okay.
For sure, 100%. Because there's so many people out there posting TikToks videos. Like, you can learn, not going to say anything, but you can learn so much if you just take the time and just go online. Our parents didn't have that luxury.
They had to go get an encyclopedia.
Or they had to go to school. Or that was their only option.
book.
They had to go to school, had to get a bachelor's degree in just this one thing, and they were stuck in that.
Nobody got degrees. No, they would just go look at an encyclopedia or ask somebody at their job, and hopefully somebody knew something, right? No, I'm just kidding. But people got degrees, back in the day too. But no, definitely. I mean, we have so many resources. There's AI, artificial intelligence, that can help you come up with ideas. I mean, it's just like, but with that being said, I'm glad you mentioned that, right? Because it brings up a conversation of, because of all the tools that we have, and there's so many choices and options, it can initially be overwhelming.
Oh, yeah. It's
for somebody, because they're going, okay, well, I know Google has it, YouTube has it, all these things, but it's like, how do I know what's legitimate? How do I know what's just some random person posting online? Like, how do I, so that can be, to, I guess, the newer generation, including ourselves, I guess, to their defense, it's like, well, with all these things, I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
Right? So where do I go? Whereas back in the day, it's like, hey, look, if you want to become a mechanic, you go to a school, and that's the way. That's where you start. But nowadays it's like, well, yeah, look, I could go on YouTube, I could Google it, I could go to TikTok, I could go to Instagram, or Facebook, whatever else. And it's like, well, how do you sort through all that noise and find the best way,
I think it's just really trial and error. Just do as much research as you can. Obviously, if you're doing research and a lot of the same things, you're getting a lot of the same answers. Okay, maybe that's the correct way to do it. I would say that. Yeah,
and I think maybe just like as you go through that trial and error period, it's just like learning how to search for things, because that's, especially in our newest age of artificial intelligence. I mean, you have ChatGPT, you have Gronk, you have Gemini, all these things, DeepSeek from China. But learning the right way to prompt and learning the right way to search for things is going to be key, because it's getting, finding the quickest way to the answer. That's what it ultimately is going to come down to, because you could search 10,000 things and it could take you a month. But if you can find a way to, cut that period down and get to the answer quicker, that's going to lead you to more success.
So can we spill the tea?
About what?
Okay, so you're obviously the editor. You edit videos.
Okay.
How did you learn how to do that?
YouTube. Yeah. And I mean, it goes back to what you might have mentioned in an earlier episode, but I was like, hey, I want to start a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what to do, right? I mean, I had some experience with like design from college, right? Like making logos, doing print design, things like that. But editing, I mean, video is a whole different ballpark from like a static image, right? But yeah, it just was going on YouTube, looking up tutorials, right? Like looking online, and just recording stuff, uploading to my computer, and just trying it. And even if you don't have a camera, right, you just use your phone. I mean, everybody's got that, right? Record a video, upload it. There's some free programs out there like DaVinci Resolve, which is what we use, which we have a studio version of it, not the free version, but they're basically the same thing. But you download something like that. I mean, there's so many tutorials out there, especially nowadays, and you just learn how to edit, and it's going to be frustrating at first. It's like, I mean, I remember, first videos, hard. It took forever to get through a video and chop it up. And I'm like, man, this audio's not syncing up, right? Like, it looks too saturated, it looks too desaturated. Like, how do I even like make this look professional? How do I learn how to light a scene, right? But it's like, you just take those baby steps.
But the whole thing is, you learn that by yourself.
Yeah.
And so that goes back to what I'm saying. Like, we could really learn anything just from researching.
True. Yeah, it's just being efficient with how you search and being efficient with your time. And just dedicating, even if it's a few minutes a day, to whatever your idea is or whatever your craft is. And before you know it, a year goes by and you're going, oh, shoot, my first year in this has been done. Look where I'm at now. And then once again, where's my future self? Where is he at? If I can do this now, oh, my goodness.
And probably when you first started, you were like, this is
It's horrible.
This is horrible. I do not want, like, why am I doing this to myself? It's so hard.
What's the point?
Look at you now.
Yeah. Hey, it all starts with somewhere. And you never know where I might lead you, right? Because life is just a series of decisions, right? Mm-hmm. So you never know where that one decision could branch off into so many things. And, you know, you're just planting seeds because it's going to grow into something. And you're going to go, oh, this came in handy, right? Like, thank God I forced myself to look this up and actually like see it through because that could lead to wherever, right? It could be Narnia. It could be a closet. You never know. So anyways, just figured we would talk about just kind of, you never know who's watching, and hopefully inspire somebody to continue to put their best foot forward. And yeah.
You should put that on a t-shirt.
What?
You never know who's watching.
Okay.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, especially in our age, right, of surveillance. But yeah, you never know who's watching, and we'll put on the shirt, and we'll have some merch eventually. And
put it on the top of your mirror. No one's coming to save you.
No one's coming to save you.
Look at it every single morning when you go out and brush your teeth.
I mean, fix your mindset first, because that quote could like really mess you up. Like, nobody's coming to save you. But once your mindset's in the right spot, that quote's going to really hit. So you never know who's watching. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, this is Greg and Alyssa with Q&A Pod. Thanks so much for tuning in today. If you want to follow us on socials, you can at Q&A Pod or visit our website, QAnetwork.com.